Welcome back to our Ramadan series of Between Shifts. Ramadan
Can or cannot.
Right, so this episode, our apparels are sponsored by Batik. Be sure to check them out on batik.sg. They're having a massive sale this Ramadan for you to get your Hari Raya apparels for the whole family. They have apparels for men, ladies, boys and girls. So be sure to catch them again at batik.sg. So introduction, guys. I'm Wiro.
I'm Sam.
Right. So be sure to check out our content on YouTube and Spotify, as well as on our
socials.
Do give us our follow, like, share, subscribe on our social media, which are on TikTok and Instagram.
Alright.
Right. So this is episode 2 of our Ramadan series. Right. Okay. So we just want maybe just give a quickie of answers for what in relation to the title of a series, can or cannot.
Yes.
Right. So we have a couple of things that people ask, can or cannot. Mm-hmm. So what's the first one? Let's straight to the first one.
During Ramadan, can exercise or not?
Oh, okay. Personally, I continue exercising. I mean, not right now lah, but I have done in previous Ramadans when I was in my younger self. I've continued exercising, but probably more at more appropriate timings lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So personally, I will do it maybe 2-3 hours before breaking fast.
I see.
Then it will tie in straight. Those hunger pangs already hitting, right? Then by the time I finish exercising, shower, then just nice.
What kind of exercise? I mean, like intensive?
In
or
my
like
glorious days, when I was once a school athlete, probably also even quite intense trainings.
Okay.
Yeah. So timing it at I think gotta be smart also lah when you time it. Yeah. So usually maybe 4 o'clock is a sweet timing for me.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too hot. Maybe about a few hours away from breaking fast.
But energy wise, how do you find it? Like, you have been fasting for almost the whole day. Let's say about 4 p.m. you want to start exercising. Do you still have the energy to do the exercise?
I think it is a question of habit lah. Probably the first few days is gonna be tough, right? It's gonna be really tough. But I know, or at least for myself, probably 3 or 4 days of doing it. Then after that, it just
get used to it. Really,
yeah, you get used to it. As with a lot of things that you do, like waking up early, sleeping early, these kind of things, right? After a while, you get used to the constraints, to these constraints, and then you rise above it, kind of thing,
But what do you think about people who exercise in the morning or at noon? Is it encouraged to do so? Because when you exercise in the morning, that's when you just started your fast.
Yeah.
So let's say you end your exercise maybe 8-9 a.m. and then you already feel thirsty, and then you have to tahan until the whole day.
A small part of my my NS firefighter training was during fasting month.
Okay.
So right from the get-go, when we wake up like 8-7 o'clock, it was already it's quite cialak already lah, the training.
Okay, but that one is so-called part of the job.
Okay.
Which we are going to talk about later. But
this one
I'm
is
talking about voluntary.
Yeah. Okay. Personally, I try to get as far as possible from that kind of situation.
I mean, it's not strategic lah, right?
It's not strategic. Yeah.
When you exercise in the morning or at noon, you tend to, of course you get thirsty.
Yeah.
And then you have to
go through
that period, longer period whereby you have to fight that thirst lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not very strategic in a sense. That's why doing at 4 p.m. is much better. So by the time you finish, just wait maybe 1 hour max. Then you can break fast.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean there's time. But I mean I have seen before people who like Muslims who run at the stadium
In the morning.
In the morning.
Wow.
I've seen before.
They fasting or not?
Okay, I mean BOD, benefit of the doubt.
Okay lah. Husnuzon, we
yeah.
call it Husnuzon.
Yeah. So I think okay, sometimes also maybe that's the only available time they have.
Okay.
And some people they cannot don't exercise.
Yeah.
You know, if they don't exercise, then it will ruin their day more than exercising during a fasting month, early in the morning. So yeah, like for me, I have the opportunity to be strategic. Just be strategic the time.
I mean, at the end of the day, you know yourself whether you can tahan or not. So even if you want to exercise in the morning, it's up to you. As long as
technically in a religion, it allows you to exercise, but at the end of the day, you know yourself, your capabilities, your limitations. So work around it. Those are your parameters.
For me, I try to do it at night lah, after breakfast. Yeah. So for all the wives out there, at night can let us play football lah, because need to exercise lah.
True. Ladies, wives, mothers of children,
yes,
do heed Sam's advice. Alright, what's the second one?
Okay, how about swimming?
Okay,
can or cannot?
We go on technicality. Okay. Technically, swimming is allowed.
Okay.
Alright, swimming is allowed. However, the reason that we try to abstain from it, generally, so we grow up with being advised by our parents to not swim when you're fasting. The reason is your fast is void or nullified if you eventually have liquid
consume
liquid, when it goes down your throat and into your stomach. So that will straight away nullify or void, right? So then again, once again, goes back to being strategic lah. If you want to swim, you swim probably at night lah.
Yep.
Or probably you swim before sahur lah. Either way, so
swim before sahur. Unless you got your own swimming pool lah.
Condo people?
Condo also
got timing lah. Yeah. I mean, there's a bathtub, bro. There's a bathtub. So technically you are allowed to swim. However, you need to know the rules of fasting, right? So water, liquids go through your throat down to your stomach. So how we actually equating this is that the chances of you swallowing liquid when you're swimming is very, very high.
Yes.
It requires a high level of skill to prevent
yourself
from entering from your nose or from your mouth when you're swimming lah, right?
Yes.
I don't doubt that there may be some skilled people who are able to do it, but normal human like myself, I don't think I'm capable of doing it lah. So I
highly encouraged to be more strategic lah on that.
Correct. Right. What's the next one?
Okay. Watch movie. Can or cannot?
Okay. So this one actually it's less like, how do I put it? This is something which can divide people.
Okay.
Like it's quite there's no hard and fast rule with regards to this. Some people may not. Okay, I believe we both share the same opinion, whereby we try our best to not visit the theatres lah.
Okay.
During these 30 days of Ramadan. However, I have seen before, like from comments in social media or what, right? People who don't see anything wrong with going to the theatres lah to watch movies.
Okay, what's the reason why we try not to go?
Okay. Give you one reason first.
Okay, so I think one of the reasons is that when you watch movies, be whatever movie it is, there tends to be the whole cinema setting is very dark. So there tends to be times where you want to so-called cozy up with your partner, and this applies to married couples as well. so when you do that, it kind of like bring out the
it's about controlling of your desires.
Correct. So fasting is about controlling your desires. So when you watch a movie in a dark setting, you tend to cozy up, and then you may have some, you bring out some desires in you lah.
So to further supplement what he just said, on our first episode of this Ramadan series, we actually elaborated a bit on the the do's and don'ts for Ramadan, right? So one of the things is actually trying to suppress your desires.
Correct.
And then also to you are not allowed to be in sexual activities with your partners lah.
Yep.
Right? And this also applies to married couples, right? So this, I'm not just saying that when you go theaters you feel sexually aroused, but no. However, there may be movies that there may be movies that maybe show this kind of intimate scenes, and then also, as Sam was saying, like, how the setting of a theater will make you feel a bit more cozied up to your partner and all these kind of things. You may not actually feel sexual or anything. However, it's about purifying your thoughts and your intention.
Yep.
Right? To stay as far away as possible. So it is more of a prevention is better than cure kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's just to steer yourself as far as possible from such situations. Right? So that is why I prefer not to go to the movies or the theaters during this Ramadan lah, right? And also, 30 days you don't go to you can still go to a theater after you break fast lah, right? But just not during the fasting period lah, So I think that is one of the main reason. Like, once again I say this can be actually a polarizing opinion.
Yep.
But we grow up with being advised with such explanation, and I personally feel such explanation is quite justified lah.
And to add on to that also, activities like watching movie or listening to music in the month of Ramadan, whereby you are highly encouraged to add on to your prayers, applications, activities like this can take up a lot of your time. When actually you can spend that time to do more worship lah, instead of doing
right. So because I think we covered also in the first episode, during Ramadan itself, if you actually look at the mandatory thing we need to do, which is fasting, and the not mandatory but highly encouraged things we can do after we break fast, that really actually, there's a lot of activities that we can do in relation to strengthening this spiritual connection, and also everything else that entails with Ramadan.
Yep.
So if you were to spend your time watching movies or all this kind of thing, you take away that time away from doing these other things.
Yep.
So Ramadan is really filled with a lot of activities for Muslims, to further enhance their actions, their good actions within the religion. So I think should just continue doing that. It's just 1 month, right? It's just 1 month, and it doesn't take anything much away from you lah. Because
you can always do that after Ramadan also.
Yeah, it makes your Ramadan more fulfilling.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Next one.
Okay, demands of work.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow, this is actually interesting.
To be more specific, like work that requires you
Cialak one lah, bro.
Yeah, very cialak one lah.
Yeah, very laborious.
Correct.
Like really very requires intense amount of physical energy lah, right?
Yes.
So again, I keep on referring back to our first episode. So all of you who never watch, go watch the first episode. So in the first episode, right, we said the baseline of it, right, is that you should continue fasting as long as it's not detrimental to your health. It's not detrimental to your physical well-being, to your mental well-being. So if you are working in such conditions, right, and you know that, I mean, you know yourself whether the absence of water or food will it allow you to fulfill
Continue
your
your
job,
work,
right? Then you make the adjustments accordingly, lah, right? But in my opinion, as far as possible, like I said, I was a fireman during NS, which happened during fasting month as well, and I attended a couple of fires as well during Ramadan. It is just about pushing as far as I can, and then you see what is your limit. At the end of the day, you know yourself. The responsibility is on you. Like there is no, again I say, there is no Islamic doctor to say you can or cannot lah. You know yourself, and I know you have something to add with regards to the job, but
so basically, you shouldn't demand leniency lah in such situation.
yes,
Yeah, I mean, end of the day, we are ambassadors of our religion. We should, in fact, show that we are able to do this day-to-day things without any exceptions lah.
yeah. So it's not about adjusting our daily lifestyle to make our life easier. You are actually highly encouraged to resume your normal lifestyle.
Yes.
Right? And on a day-to-day, be it your work, be it like things like sending kids to school, be it like sending your wife to work, or to your partner to work, all these kind of things. Or even if, like, let's say you are a sportsman, like you have to train every day, you are highly encouraged to continue it as per normal. And if your job entails, as in your job is demanding as such, you are encouraged to continue it that way, right? And then you make the adjustments accordingly lah, because I think you yourself, you know your body best, and then you know the situation that you are in best, right? Yeah.
Yep. So those are some of the things. I mean, it's not an exhaustive list. There's a lot of other things that you can ask whether can or cannot do.
Yeah.
So those are just the four
I think
things.
also maybe I'll put in a disclaimer on this. Whatever job that you may have, right? You want a better clarification, you can actually ask somebody that is more academically qualified with regards to this. Because in Islam, Islam is not subjective. Okay, there are parameters which will help you say, okay, maybe this and this and this and this. So there are qualified people out there. If you don't know, you can DM us, and then we can probably refer you to somebody. But these merely are our opinions and the knowledge that we,
based on our basic knowledge, and
yeah.
also our experiences.
Yes, correct, right. So I want a disclaimer first, guys.
Don't just quote blindly what we say.
Yeah. So
we are not ustad.
So we are just giving very basic knowledge. It can go further in depth as the scholars. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Any more questions?
So those are the can or cannot lah.
Yeah.
So now we move on to our Q&A part.
Oh, okay. Some Q&As. Okay, interesting Q&As.
Okay. First question.
Okay. Sorry, the Q&As are from our non-Muslim friends.
Correct.
Right. We poke around and then we ask them, like, is there anything else
what
that they want to know?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So
any
what's
doubts
the
that they have lah?
first question?
So first question, what kind of food do you eat during Ramadan?
Oh, okay.
I mean, scientifically also, like, what do you eat to keep your energy to last the whole day?
Okay. I think the universal Islamic answer would be dates, right?
Yep.
Right. Dates is a staple lah in almost all Muslim household. I mean, the benefits, it has a lot of benefits packed with a lot of nutrients and energy for you to start it when during sahur and also when during your breakfast lah. Yeah.
But in Asian households we usually have to survive on rice lah.
Yeah.
So can you imagine waking up in the morning before dawn.
Mm.
Dawn. Yeah. So when we wake up for sahur,
Dusk.
dusk. Dusk. Oh yeah,
Dusk till
dusk.
dawn,
Before sunlight lah.
Right?
Before sunrise. Yeah. So, you wake up in the morning. Usually when you wake up for breakfast, you eat something light, right? Yeah. So, this one we try our best to eat rice lah, because you need to last the whole day. Yeah. Sometimes I mean even for myself, I cannot wake up and straight away eat rice lah. But I still
have to force, right?
Yeah, correct. Still force lah, because if you don't eat now, 12 p.m. you're gonna regret lah.
Yeah.
Why didn't I eat rice this morning?
Yeah.
I'm very hungry
so,
now.
Yeah. So I mean there's still quite a common practice in a lot of Singaporean Muslim household, right? At least I mean I know Indonesians, quite a lot of Indonesians also they practice as such. However, right, for breaking fast, right?
Yep.
A person was asking breaking fast, right? So for me personally, right, when I break fast, yes, I consume the whole shebang lah, whatever it is on the table, right? However, that moment that right after I break fast, I try to avoid eating the main course.
Okay.
I will usually consume my sweet drink, and then after that snacks like epepuk, all this kind of thing.
The
and
sides first,
the sides first. And because if I were to go for the for the main course straight away, yeah, then it will make me unable to perform the prayer that comes with breaking fast.
Okay.
Yeah, makes you a bit like
food coma.
Food coma. Snorlax X kind of like feeling.
Snorlaxy feeling.
So I think it's important lah, right? So even if like I say breakfast outside, I don't like to be in a restaurant or to rush to get a seat like that timing lah. That breakfast time is 7:30. I like to be like the second wave.
Oh, okay.
So everybody breakfast, right? Then they finish, they leave. Then there usually be a second wave, which is like 8:30. So to more relax, But at home different lah. At home usually the pace is more like But this is usually okay. Reason being, the past 6-7 Ramadans I've always spent it at the bazaar.
Okay.
Because I have every year for the past 6-7 years I always have a stall at the bazaar. So that's my life lah over there during Ramadan for the 6-7 years. Okay,
interesting. Okay,
next
question. If you cook, how do you taste your food during the fasting period?
I know you don't cook during fasting month.
I don't cook.
How your mother do it?
Okay, so basically there's a way to do it lah. I mean, okay, again, don't quote me, but this is based on what I know. So basically, you don't just scoop with a spoon and put in your mouth. There's a way to taste it. So you just have to take a so-called a
chewit.
Just a small
portion of it.
Put it on your palm. Then you just do a lick, something like that. Yeah. Then after that, once you have the taste ready, you just wash it off with water.
Yeah. So similar. So for at least what I observe, my mother who when she cooks, right, is that okay? At the end of the day, you have to understand the technicality of this. Is you don't consume, means food or water don't go through your throat down into your stomach. That will nullify and void, right? However, where is your sense of taste? Which is at the tongue. So whatever it is, the food you can always at the start, right, I had this feeling like you cannot really taste food at the tongue. You must swallow
correct.
feeling like you know how good it is. But then after a while, when I also started to cook here and there during a bit during Ramadan, forcing yourself to taste using your tongue, like I know this is true, but eventually I'll be like, hey, actually you can really taste with your tongue.
Yeah.
Whether it's like too sweet, too sour, or what, right? Yeah. So you just that, and then you cleanse off. It's actually very easy, quite straightforward. In terms of the food tasting lah, right?
End of the day is also your intention lah. You cannot have the thing right. Intention whereby I have a chance to taste the food.
Oh yeah.
I just take one
Yeah.
and put in my mouth. I swallow. Never mind. I just want to taste only. What?
Yeah.
Your intention must be clear lah. So
there's accountability also, self accountability with regards to this. So yeah, I think it's like I said, it's not. This is not something that is difficult to do. It's just you have pure intentions lah, right? For this month, right. So
okay, last question.
One more. Okay.
Do we still celebrate birthday during Ramadan? Okay. I think maybe it's more to like whether we eat cake or something like that.
I think the easiest question to answer is still yes.
Still yes. Yeah.
You can. It's just that anything related to consumption of food, you do it after you breakfast.
Yep.
Right. But I mean, don't breakfast like a birthday party at the club lah, right? Like, this kind of thing. Of course,
it's just a simple celebration lah.
Like a I don't know, like Swensen kind of like birthday or what. You can always celebrate your eating of cakes or food after you breakfast. I mean, easy lah. It's not nothing complicated.
Quite straightforward lah.
Yeah. Right. Any more questions?
No, that's it.
So we'd love to hear questions from our non-Muslim friends, and even if our Muslim friends have any, please feel free to forward it to us for DM or comments or anything. We are not. We need to preface again. We are not academic scholars of the Islamic studies. However, we do grow up as Muslims for the past 35 years, and we have grown up in Muslim households as well. So we do have basic knowledge of Islam, and when it comes to a point that we can't answer it further than we can, we will declare that. But as much as possible, most of the information that we have, the nuggets of information that we have shared, are a lot of basic things lah.
And if you want to know more in detail, we highly encourage you to look for someone. We highly encourage you to look for someone who is an expert in this lah.
Yeah, you can always reach out to us, and there's a lot of such individuals that we can refer you lah. Right? Okay.
Till we meet again in the next episode.
Bye bye. Peace be upon you. Bye bye.